Hello, I'm back with softcover journal number 3. This is a bird themed book. I've called it Oriole, which the golden oriole is a winter visitor apparently to the UK. I've never seen one, it's quite rare, but I like the simplicity of it. Now I have to tell you, this journal fought me all the way. Anybody, I guess, who makes these will tell you that every so often there is one that things just keep going wrong. But I do really like how this turned out, and I will explain some of the mistakes I made along the way so that you can see them. I've just used seam binding through the top or through the centre of this book, tied it up the top and attached a dangle, which I've made from, not a paper clip, but I've made from a silver safety pin wrapped, and some bits and bobs on the bottom there. So if we go inside, I can see that I've used card and fabric over here. We've got some lovely water stained, so you buy it like that, it's printed, but it looks like water stained fabric, and I've used this gorgeous feather paper from Kaisercraft. I should say as well, this book, it's bird themed, but it has flower fairies in it as well. And the reason for that is that when I did this page, and quite often I work through pretty much, not chronologically, but I tend to go front to back when I'm decorating. I did this pocket, which I really liked, and this little girl was sitting on my desk, and I just looked at her and thought, oh, the colours go so beautifully. I cut her out and stuck her on that page. Obviously then I had to put some more flower fairies in, so you'll see as we go through. This is a large journal card in there with the nuthatch. I put some vintage book pages into this book. This is a little floating pocket with a flower fairy, but the book page is bird related. This is from the Observer Book of Birds. I've stuck with my corner collages. I've been enjoying doing those, and I've just put in some fairly random book pages for you to have a look at, just to fill those up. This is from a vintage bird book. Now I've got some shorter pages in here, and I'll explain that later. That was a mistake. This is a doily, a die cut doily with a vintage book page tucked under it. Bird related charms on the tabs. This is another of those pockets with the kingfisher. This is die cut, and I've just cut out at the top and put vellum behind those pages. This is my little strawberry flower fairy, so cute. There's quite a bit of stenciling in this book. This is from an old bird book. This is my Tracy Fox hanging tag, and that's got an old vintage playing card in there, bird related. Another large tag made from one of the Observer book pages. The centre I've used Edith Holden. So we've got the crabapple, May. This page is where it started to go wrong. I can't remember exactly what happened. I think I tore this quite badly. So in the end I tore it off and used this scrapbook paper folded over on both sides, and that looks really nice. I was quite pleased with how that turned out, but when I came to put the tabs on, I only wanted 4 tabs on these pages that I'd edged, but obviously when I was going along this looked like an edged page, so I stuck a tab on it. So this journal has got 5 of these tabs, and one of them is a bit random instead of 4. But it's not really a mistake. It just looks a little less even than I would normally do. Okay, this is a little envelope decorated with a bird. This is another of those window envelopes, and a page from a vintage bird book on there. So I've just used some simple lace trim down some of the page edges. And this was going to be the final tab page. And this is where the next mistake happened, probably because I realised that I'd messed up. So when I punched this hole, I did that thing with the crocodile where the little punch goes through the other pages. So we've got a few holes, and I solved that in various ways. Some of the way I solved it was to cut the bottom off 1 or 2 pages, which is why I did it right the way across. So this one is a page that I cut off. Anyway, so we've got Peter Rabbit. I've left this little hole just to remind you it can't always be perfect. It's a collage tag. There's another little flower fairy there. This is a page that I cut down to get rid of the hole. And I stuck a corner collage over this one. And there's another book page in there. And then we've got another doily with a book page. It's an old Ladybird book. The extra tab. And on the back page I've put the, now I think this is the Harebell Fairy. It's a little booklet made from one of those observer pages in there. And that's the back page. Thank you for sticking with me. I'm sorry if these are a bit long. As I say, if you like these, they should be going into the Etsy shop. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.